welcome to Oink Time Pod. I'm Jen Carnivale.
I'm Ben Elwood.
And this is a podcast where Benny and I chat to Sydney comedians and international comedians sometimes. We got a word, we tear it to shreds with one special guest. This week we chatted with Cameron Duggan.
Oh, yes. And dudes, if you like the podcast, please go to iTunes. Take 30 seconds out of your day to rate and review it. 5 stars, please. I'm doing a show at the Sydney Fringe. It is called The Unexpected Benefits of a Colorectal Prolapse, and it is on at 8:15 on September 18, 20, and 22. Please come along.
Yes, if you're into getting out of the house, Benny and I have shows for Oink Time at Sydney Fringe Comedy. There's going to be stand-up, there's going to be chatting, there's going to be questions and podcasting. Come and see the shows. They're on the 4th, 6th, 8th, and 9th. Check out Sydney Fringe Comedy and look up Ben Elwood and Jen Carnivale. You'll see them there. We have to, of course, thank our wonderful producer, Sean Allen. Sean handles all the music and makes this possible. Check out Sean's podcast, In Brackets, with Sean Allen. If you want to contact us to chuck a word in the hat or just to say, hey, you can. It's at OinkTimePod. Do that, and thank you. Here's Cameron Duggan.
Betrayal.
Did Michael Cohen betray you, Mr. President?
I'm obviously very loyal and very dedicated to Mr. Trump.
I want to say this to the television audience. I made my mistakes.
Are you worried about what is on the other tapes, Mr. President?
I have never profited from public service. I've earned every cent.
Cohen in the past said he would do what is necessary to protect Trump, including taking a bullet for him.
I saw the president when the president first found out that he had been taken. He was disappointed, almost like a father who's been betrayed by his son.
Because people have got to know whether or not their president's a crook. Well, I'm not a crook. I have never obstructed justice. I've earned everything I've got.
He's like, your last name isn't that Italian sounding, though. And I was like, it's Carnivale. He's like, yeah, it's not too Italian. I was like, thanks, Raph.
Why isn't doing an Italian accent considered horribly racist?
Those wogs are so funny.
Because they don't care and because they're used to it.
No, but it's because, like, you know, like in the 50s, it would have been, like, highly offensive to be I want a pizza.
No, they fucking put up with way more shit. I don't think they get... My dad would get... If they played soccer, like, little white kids along the side would scream wog ball at them and how shit it was. They got called Dago and all this kind of stuff, like my aunties and my dad. So if someone's going, oh, you're Italian, that's like the least offensive thing they probably experience.
Yeah, my mum used to get made fun of for eating salami sandwiches.
Dude, I got made fun of for eating schnitzel because my mum used to make a schnitzel and
That's
people...
German.
Yeah.
She's Hungarian. My mum was Hungarian.
My mum was called a dirty wog and she grew up in, like, she was born in Poland. That's like Eastern Europe. That's not wog. That's not Mediterranean at all.
I don't think there's a lot of logic in racism. But when we had schnitzel from my mum, people were like, oh, what is that? I was like, something delicious that you'll never have.
At least you got fucking schnitzels.
Yeah,
you know what
my
my
mum
mum made for me for lunch
very
when
good
I was
cook.
in primary school? Butter sandwiches.
Hey, mate, didn't want you to be targeted.
Just butter sandwich.
She didn't want anyone to know that you were a little Jewish Polish boy. Just like, keep it as white as you can.
It's like, because wog is like the most highly offensive word in the UK, right?
Yep.
Is it?
I think it's
not.
yeah.
It's not after. It is not aimed at European people. I think it's aimed at African background. I don't even know.
It's like the European equivalent of the N-word.
Yeah, that's what I understand.
Of course the UK have fucked that up.
So it's so funny. Like, people
just the funny, like there's comedians here that are like, I'm a wog comic. I tell wog jokes.
What?
Yeah, then they go there.
I mean, admittedly, they are all in Brisbane because it's the only place you can still do a headline set about wogs.
If only that were true.
There's a chicken shop in Newtown. They've got a big sign out the front that says, come in and try our famous wog burger.
I've
Really?
got a photo of it.
Yeah. And I've seen so many people like, oh, must be tourists, like walking past that and just horrified, you know?
Yeah.
It's like, what is Australia? Coon cheese and wog burgers.
So
And the
bad.
people that own it are Asian.
Is that true?
All the staff in there are Asian, and I've got a wog burger. It's sick.
But what, like, no, like...
I'd like to think it's just like a tin of spaghetti on a bread roll.
Gross.
Still in the form of the tin.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
like that cylinder of spaghetti. Well, like, I don't know. Like, do you think that... I know you say it's because the Italian accent isn't offensive because people put up with
Oh, no.
words.
I mean, I don't know. It might be. I mean, like, people and racism stuff's weird. Like, I got called a wog and I look I look very Hungarian. I look very white.
Accents aren't
So it's
inherently racist, though. It's only like if you say people start doing Asian accents and they're trying to speak the language and they're just like making gibberish noises.
Yeah.
Which is kind of mocking them as opposed to just speaking in their accent. I don't think an accent is racist.
No, and
Someone
in fact,
said-
it adds to the story
Yeah.
a lot of the time if it's not done, if it's racial, not racist.
Someone said to me, you can get away with it if it's another English-speaking language. So if it's like South African or American or English, but it's blurry when you're like... But then it wouldn't be, because if you're trying to be Finnish, people would just laugh.
Or what if it's a person, from Sudan or something, and part of the story is,
People would be
something-
like, you're racist.
What was one time like a Sudanese cab driver looked at me and he goes, it has been a pleasure seeing my reflection in your eyes.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Yeah, it's like a beautiful line. But
That's
like,
great.
you know what I mean? There's more weight to it doing a slight accent in that line than going, and then he looked at me and said, it's a pleasure seeing my reflection in your eyes.
Yeah, that's kind of creepy when you do it like that. I don't know.
In a dead monotone.
It is a pleasure. I can see me. No, I don't know. I don't know.
I'm always a little hesitant to do an accent.
Well, yeah.
Just because of the way I look, it's like, nah, you bashed him then, didn't you?
You bashed him and stole his accent, you cunt.
Yeah, what did you do? Did you drag him off a train to get this story? No.
Did you drag him off a train? Jesus.
I saw this guy on the train once, and I was a few beers deep, but I was getting off the train and I heard him like yelling at Asian people, and like my initial excitement in seeing an actual train racist in real life was through the roof, right? But then this guy is like yelling at these Asian people on the train, like just trying to get home. And I look at him, I'm like, this cunt's got sushi written on his jacket. It says sushi on his jacket, and he's yelling at Asian people. And I was like halfway up the stairs, standing on the landing, just screaming about this guy. Who the fuck is this guy?
Did you start yelling at him?
I was talking to my mate very loudly, but he had earphones in, so I'm like, it doesn't matter if I'm saying anything to him, he won't be able to hear it. It turns out his earphones must have just been off. And he went, all right, cunt, and just like started walking towards me. And I was like,
Whoa.
Sick.
Yeah.
You're walking up the stairs towards me and you're staggering. Like, I'm gonna boot you in the fucking chest.
I literally have the higher ground.
I'm gonna boot you square in the fucking chest and kick you back down these stairs. Like, there is no possible way you're gonna be okay. And then he comes up and I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? He's like, what do you, me? Like, he'd just immediately forgotten, and then I just chastised him.
He's like, did I do something?
Yeah, and then I chastised him. I'm like, mate, they're just trying to get home. Leave them alone. He's like, yeah, no, thanks for pulling me up on that.
See, that's beautiful.
But then he like, so he started like had this realization, then just kind of snapped back into train fuckhead again and was like, oh yeah, look at you here with your missus and your bloody 50 grand a year. I'm like, two of those things are wildly like, they're both completely untrue. I'm much poorer and single, and you're fucking and also that's the level that like, oh, look at you looking pretty, sitting all
On
high and mighty
minimum
on
wage.
50 grand a year, struggling to pay your rent, and you've got a girlfriend.
Yeah, that's all he needs. Look at you with your shirt on.
Yeah.
And that's it. Look at you with shoes.
The best bit of public transport racism I ever saw, it was in Melbourne a couple of years ago at festival time, and me and my buddy were catching the tram home, and this guy gets on just like blind, so off his fucking head.
Yeah.
And he appeared to be homeless or, not in a good place. And he gets on and he just immediately like focuses in on this African guy and just starts, just hammering him like, you black cunt, like just
God.
like awful shit. And everyone kind of united on the tram, like going, shut the fuck up, asshole, what are you doing?
Yeah.
But this African guy was completely unflappable, and he was just kind of grinning at this guy, just
sick.
really stoic, but just disarming him like that.
That really makes people upset if you just I blank stare people all the time when they're mad at me.
That's the whole thing of like the bully thing where if you're just unfazed.
Yeah, don't feed the bully.
They're confused and they probably don't know what to do with it.
Yeah, and he did start getting disarmed, and over the course of about 5 minutes, they start talking, and it literally ended with them hugging each other.
Oh, that's
And then
lovely.
the guy that had started the music go, I'm fucking sorry, mate. I'm just really angry in life and you just seem like an easy target. And it was like this, like it was like Love Actually. Like everyone on the tram is like, yeah, like applauding.
Yeah,
it was like
right.
the most beautiful human moment I've
Yeah,
ever
until
seen.
he gets off the tram and just
Yeah,
yells
exactly.
at another black dude.
yeah. I like black people now, but fucking still hate Asians.
That's why I hate them, mate. You can't trust them. You yell at them and they smile. They'll give you a hug. They're very sneaky.
I don't know if I've told this on here before, but I had an experience with my little sister. We were coming home from Thailand on a plane, and the plane landed in Sydney, and it was like taking ages to get off the plane. And this young Jewish kid was like trying to go straight to the exit because he wanted to get off. Who knows? Maybe he'd been on planes all day, or he just wanted to get off the plane. But the build-up had stopped, and people were trying to get out of their seats because they think they're all going to be able to get off really quickly if 500 people
Isn't
get
it
up
weird?
at once. It's so fucking illogical.
Yeah.
But anyway, there's me and my little sister, and this young dude's trying to walk past, and the woman behind me, who I'd heard saying some gross shit the whole time, stood up and sort of put her hand at his chest and went, "In this country, we wait."
Oh, God.
And I was like, this is a good sign. And then she turned to her partner who was next to her and gave him what was just the grottiest look, like just the filth of humanity going, I've found one. And her gross husband or partner or whoever he was, which was so weird because he presented like a businessman, but he sort of got up and went, "Oh, a fucking Jew."
Fuck.
No one said anything except me and my little sister, and that's only because we have anger issues and we're both not smart enough to know that we could get punched in the head. I mean, the thing that was good was like we're in an airport and there's a shit ton of cameras. But I turned around and I was like, I go into teacher mode in those moments, which is not good. And I turned around and I was like, "Excuse me, could you keep your horrible racism to yourself?" And I was like, oh my God, I'm like a 50-year-old woman here. And the guy just stared at me, and my little sister did the same thing, and she was like, "That was disgusting." And she like looked at the young kid, and she's like, "Are you all right, mate?"
Yeah.
But no one fucking said anything.
No, people are fucking cowards.
I got so annoyed. I was like, of all the places where someone can't punch you in the head without there being repercussions, this is an airport, because outside of a casino, you're not going to get more cameras and shit. You know what I mean?
Also very likely to get punched in the head at a casino, though.
Yes, that's true. But there's footage,
But not by the punters, by the security.
Yeah. But I was just like, I can't believe no one said anything. Should have ended on your one, Ben. It was uplifting. Mine was just upsetting.
No,
I was like, I don't understand what's wrong with people. And we're both
It's
like
fear.
teeny women. Yeah, but there's
but
like big dudes
you've also
next
got
to
rage
us.
issues,
Yeah, I
and
have a little
you know, I think people like us actually delight when something like that happens because
I
it's
was
like, oh
horrified.
great, I get to fucking yell and it's righteous.
I love it looking at someone and just giving them a yuck.
Yeah, what are you?
Just like, like actually
Subhuman
going,
piece of shit.
yuck.
I was
Hitting them with the same thing they just did to someone else, but just so
Yeah.
juvenile, yuck. Grow up.
You
grow
grow
up.
Grow up.
Grow up.
I was
Yuck.
scared to say something just because they were both so grotty. But
Jew hate seems to be the default position for a lot of people. It's like the
man.
it's like the vanilla of racism.
because it's so easy.
Yeah.
It's so weird. I don't
It
know.
is very basic.
It's really like, dude, the amount of
It's
times
that basic race
You're such a
hate.
basic bitch if you hate if you hate Jews. You're such a basic bitch. Grow up. Move on.
But it seems to be like I've done so many cab rides where, you know, like I get called a white Jew because I don't look like one, whatever.
You are a white Jew.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Yeah.
But like that apparently
Maybe
that's
they're
a
just
technical...
letting you know what you are.
No, they don't
You're
call me a
a-
white Jew. No, other Jews call me a white
Oh.
Jew. Where they're
Yeah,
just
right.
like, you know, oh, you wouldn't, you know, if there was another Holocaust, you'd be able to sneak out the country as a Catholic.
Right.
But the amount of cab rides I've been in where it'll just be like a conversation starter. Like, oh, the fucking Jews are like, it's,
Really?
whoa, man.
Yeah.
That's fucking crazy. Like, why did you think? But I think there's this weird assumption, and you might get this as well, Cam, where it's like people see like white Australian male, and they kind of just assume, oh, we're on the same fucking page, mate. You fucking
Yeah.
hate everyone just like I do,
I
right?
get some of the filth that people will say to me after a gig.
Really?
Like, what? Dude, I was talking about fucking socks. At what point did you think I wanted you to come up to me and tell me an Aboriginal joke, you fucking
Yeah,
grub?
it's really weird, right? I used to do a bunch of stuff on stage about being a Jew, and it was all like my experience as a Jew. And one time I got off stage, this is the friend in hand, I think. I get off stage and this guy comes up to me and he's like, mate, you are so fucking funny. Can I buy you a drink? And I'm like, yeah, sure, buy me a drink. And I have the first sip and you go, mate, everything you said on stage was 100% right. fuck those dirty, stinking Jews.
Oh, God.
What the fuck? What did you hear? I said, at no point in my act did I say fuck the Jews.
Yeah, great.
What, did you just hear Jew? And you're like,
Yeah.
oh, he said Jew. He must fucking hate him.
See, guys like
horrible.
that, a lot of people would be like, I'm not taking a beer. I'll be like, I'm going to get fucking heaps of beers off this guy.
Yeah.
He's the worst. I'm going to fleece this man. I'm going to fleece this cunt heaps.
Yeah, it's so weird that that's kind of like considered like the default, you know?
Yeah,
like,
I deal with a lot of Jews working at Double Bay. A lot of South African Jews, and
Oh,
they're
yeah.
so rich, but they'll come up and ask for discounts on meat, and I'm like, come on, man. Come on. Are you like, you're just perpetuating this stereotype, man. This is not. Come on. Haven't your people suffered enough?
Are you a butcher?
Yeah.
What's that like?
I hate it.
Why?
Do you?
I've just been doing it for so long. I only do it because comedy doesn't pay my rent enough.
But why butchering?
I was working at a butcher shop in high school, and then I finished high school and was like, I could just do this as a backup in case I
You can do it
don't
anyway.
finish uni.
Mm.
And
What did
then
you study at uni?
Commerce,
Did you? Oh, I
Yeah.
think I knew that. Yeah.
accounting, and economics.
Ugh.
Yeah, so I'm still a
I could really
butcher.
see you as an accountant.
Yeah, it was the logical progression.
Ditch numbers for
Yeah.
awful.
Talking grubby shit in a butcher shop to just like, hey.
I
I think we could make some great deductions here, actually.
I can imagine a butcher shop being grubby as hell, like the dudes who work there, just
Yeah.
talking filth all
Well, I
day.
mean, you're literally cutting up corpses all day. Like,
Yeah.
there's going to be some gallows humor, I'm assuming.
Yeah, it's some of it can be a bit off color, but it's normally fun.
Some of it can be a bit blue, but
yeah, you guys say that's kind of you walk in. Good morning, you guys don't mind if I work blue, do you?
Do you have to like gut the animal, or is it
Nah,
like pre-gutted?
Nah,
and
that
you
would
just-
that's all done somewhere else.
Could you do that?
No.
Yeah, man.
Oh, like would I be capable of doing it?
Mm.
Or I don't have the skill to do it, but I don't know. I probably could.
Yeah, right.
well, you'd know more than your
sort
average
of
bear.
ethically, I could probably. Is that what you meant, or am
maybe
am I
just
trained to do it?
No, I don't think your dream is to gut animals, or we wouldn't be fucking wanting
No,
to
but
hang out
like
with you
because
for now.
that is a slaughterman. That's what.
Yeah,
that would
yeah.
be.
I met a guy once that.
Slaughterman.
Yeah.
I couldn't actually kill him.
Kind of sounds
Have you ever
a
killed
bit-
anything?
No, only my mum's pride.
I thought you were going to say my mum's prize roses.
Only the tulips in the yard.
You know, like I've killed 2 birds, like mercy killings.
Oh.
With how many stones?
Very good. No,
Sorry, I'll leave.
it was it's tough.
Yeah.
I didn't, because I think especially like, there's that dude part of your head that's like, oh yeah, if I had to fucking do it, I could do it.
Yeah.
I'll tap into my fucking ancestry as a caveman.
I don't have
whatever.
that at all, so maybe it is a
It
dude
was
thing.
full on, man.
Yeah, I don't think I could actually do it.
It was a bird that
If you're hungry enough.
if you're hungry enough, yeah.
I watched this fuck documentary.
Oh, if I was hungry enough, like I'd eat both of you guys.
Yeah. Well,
That's
I watched this
I got more
doco.
meat than Jen.
Yeah,
And it was
that's-
about-
you're going first too. Also, I think Jen would put up way more of a fight.
Yeah, I would. So I got nails.
I'm already half surrendered.
You'd probably welcome it.
Enjoy me.
Yeah.
Cameron. Yeah, I watched this gross doco, and this old Japanese soldier was like, people think they're above me. He's like, but I saw comrades eat other soldiers, like kill them and eat them. And he goes, you know what I thought? That looks delicious.
Yeah.
And then I realized we are all so close to being animals. And you're like, ah!
Oh, dude.
Horrifying.
I read this book once called Humanity. I think it's called Humanity. And it's first person interviews with like
Soldiers.
Auschwitz,
Right.
like commandants
Yeah, right.
and people that participate in the Melee massacre and stuff. And it is, I mean, obviously it's deeply disturbing, but what's really deeply disturbing about it is, it keeps coming back to that title, Humanity.
Yeah.
And kind of the big theme of it is, we all think that we're very kind of evolved Renaissance people, but the reality is, if you strip enough away, there was one quote that really fucked me up. There was this 21-year-old Mormon virgin that got conscripted
Brutal.
to Vietnam. And he, 6 months later, he's in Melee, cutting fetuses out of pregnant women and killing old people. And just like the most, like,
horrible.
hell on earth. And he says in this, he's just like, I never thought that I would be capable of doing this stuff. But if you strip enough of your humanity back, like everyone,
You don't even have
maybe
to
not
go.
everyone, but like most people could be capable of doing something truly awful.
You
And
don't even have to go that far, though. Like in terms of human emotion, jealousy and territorial feelings and that tribal thing, like the bullshit racist stuff. It's all like so close to animal brain of like, that's mine.
Yeah,
That's my meat.
Everyone's mates until state of origin time. Like you don't even have to strip that much away. You just put a VB logo on something and go, get that cunt.
You really don't, though.
Yeah, then you've got some accountant in the stands go, rip his fucking head off.
But that's the scary thing about all massacres and Holocaust and stuff. Like everyone's like, oh, Hitler. It's like, yeah, Hitler was bad. What's really scary is that millions of people
We
were
did
like,
it.
oh yeah, that sounds like a great idea. Let's
Yeah,
get on
people
board with
did it.
that. That's the fucking terrifying thing.
You go far back enough into any culture and history as well. They've all done it.
Of course. And then you look at
Everyone's
these like
done it.
Trump rallies and it's like, you guys realize like there's ain't that much separation between you and the people at Nuremberg. You know that, right? Like part of you understands that if he pushed you into a certain corner, you probably would be very keen to just start rounding people up. I mean, they already are. They're okay with kids being in cages. So it's like,
Oh,
but-
that's so horrible.
but I feel like if you kind of sat them down one-on-one and go like, what do you think about, death camps and gas chambers? They're like, oh, that's horrible.
They'd probably think it was a band.
Well, a lot of America don't believe
Sounds
that
right.
the Holocaust happened.
Is that still a thing?
Yeah.
Holocaust denial?
Yeah.
Jesus, man. It's crazy. There's a great documentary about that, Mr. Death. He was the guy that...
Oh, I've
Have you
seen this.
Mr. Death?
You gave it to me.
Fucking great doco.
Have you seen it, Cam?
No.
Errol Morris, he's one of the greatest documentary makers ever.
Right.
But it's a doco about the guy who redesigned the gallows, gas chamber, and electric chair for all the American prison systems.
Yeah.
Right.
And his theory going in is kind of sound. He's like, well, look, if you're going to live in a society that executes people, you want to make sure you do it right.
And it's painless. In the beginning,
Yeah.
he starts with it should be painless and it should be quick, and that's what I'm here to do.
Yeah. Because he talks about like the old electric chairs would basically cook people but not kill them, and their head had set on fire and stuff. And he's like, no, let's regulate this.
Yeah, right.
But as it goes on, it's clear like, oh, you're a fucking psychopath.
Yeah.
Like, you're out of your mind. And he ends up getting recruited by one of the biggest Holocaust deniers in the world to go to Auschwitz and steal like bricks from the gas chambers to prove
Yeah,
there was
he's
no
scratching
Zyklon.
away
Yeah,
bits of the chamber.
Why did they get that guy to do it?
Because he's like some kind of forensics or chemical expert. So they recruited him
Right.
to, hey, let's prove that this never happened.
But
And,
there was no gas in there.
yeah, and like...
And no one died in there. And
Yeah. And it was just like a ping pong hall or something.
And is that what he came back with?
Yeah. He ends up just destroying whatever reputation he had left by,
Right.
starting this big court case to prove that, I mean, that kind of conspiratorial thinking is crazy. I mean, a guy we know, I won't say his name, but he kind of started going down conspiracy theory black holes and eventually came out the other side going, the Holocaust never happened. And I'm sitting there going, well, my grandma was in the Warsaw ghetto and my grandpa was in a camp.
Yeah.
So did they all get together in a scout hall?
Hey, listen here, Ben. Your grandparents also love to spit a yarn, mate. So maybe let's have a look a little closer to home before we start
Never
thinking
let the
that
truth get in the way of a good story.
before we start
Mental.
accusing vloggers of smoking too much weed and
Yeah,
making shit.
But I said to him, I was like, so basically, and I wasn't angry because it's like, oh,
well, anger won't achieve anything in that
Well,
sense.
no, and it's like you're clearly unhinged at this point. But it was
Yeah.
like, I said to him, so are you kind of suggesting that in 1950, my grandpa got together with all the Jews in a scout hall and they all took an
Yeah.
oath to keep this story
Yeah,
perpetuated?
they've been yes-anding for fucking
The ultimate game of Mad
yes-anding
Libs.
for 80 years.
They committed so hard. They
Yeah.
got tattoos.
But I asked him that and he just goes, I don't know, maybe. Yeah, but maybe fucking...
That's more plausible than some fucking Kurt going, no, it didn't happen. Like, how many people get caught out doing something bad and just, like, blatantly deny it? No, it didn't.
Well,
No, it didn't.
that's the order of the day now. You can do whatever
Yeah.
you want and just go, no, didn't do that. And it's
Yeah.
fucking like post fact. It's fucking crazy.
But that's less likely than, than manipulating millions of people into believing that one event happened or a series of events happened.
What do you think that is? It's like, is it just that it's so awful?
They can't.
Yeah, you can't even comprehend it, so it's just easier to...
I think, like, I don't know. I find this so interesting because, like, my partner's like been obsessing over the Japanese wars recently. That sounds really weird. Anyway, and we've been watching a lot of
Seems exactly
docos.
like something would be doing.
Yeah, Chris is into it. But we've been watching it. It's like people forget certain parts of no one is up in arms because Japan's never apologized to Korea or Philippines, all of those. But people are fixated on Hitler and what happened there. And people are denying the Holocaust, but no one else is denying, people trying to wipe out the Armenians. It's really strange what people cling to. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
People Holocaust didn't happen. Oh, yeah, but, that's civil war, which killed a bunch of people in America. Yeah, that was fine.
Yeah.
But the Holocaust, it's is it because it's Jewish people or...
Well, it's because it would involve the whole world, probably. Everyone was aware. Everyone had to get involved in it.
But everyone had to get involved in other parts of the war as well.
You know what I think it might be? I think it is a thing about maybe there's some definitely some anti-Semitism
Yeah,
there.
but it's just
but
weird.
I also think
this might have a little something to do. This might have a little something to do with people not liking the Jews.
But then I think it's
Tickle
also...
me intrigued.
I also think it's this thing of maybe a lot of the people that, that guy that I was talking about before that the Holocaust denied, he kind of preempted it with this whole kind of screed about how I'm just fucking sick of hearing about it. You can't turn on the fucking History Channel without hearing about the fucking Holocaust.
That's so strange.
So I think it's this thing where
it's
it's
the History Channel.
Don't turn on the History Channel.
Yeah. But I think maybe, and there's a lot of content about the Holocaust, and as there should be, it was, but I don't know, maybe people hit this point of fatigue with it, where it's, and I think that's the case with any awful thing in life. There's only so long you can feel oh God, that was fucking horrible before you kind of get desensitized to it.
Maybe it's desensitized. I don't know. Maybe it's people are just scared of the fact that it happened, and they say a lot of racism is stemmed in the fact that people don't want to ever be seen as how they see the person they're attacking. Does that make sense?
No.
So if I'm racist towards you and I'm like, oh, you're such a Ben, and I hate you, it's because I don't ever want to be in the position that I see that you're in, which is less privileged than me.
You don't want to be Ben?
No, but you know what I'm saying. Does that make sense? Does that make sense at all?
Yeah.
Anyway, so sometimes I think people deny it and stuff because they're like, oh, that's fucked, that never happened. Because the idea of it ever happening to anyone close to them or to them is so horrific that maybe they can't fathom it. I don't know. It's a little theory. Doesn't make sense.
Do you think racism is inherently a thing?
Moronic? Yeah.
Yeah, obviously. But do you think it's inherently a thing that people who are stupid are inclined to be?
Yeah, of course.
But there's also heaps of fucking intelligent rich people that are racist too.
Yeah, this is true, yeah. It's just the fear of the other or a lack of exposure.
I just don't get it. There's so many hot people from everywhere around the world.
Yeah,
it's so
man.
hard to be like, I don't like them. It's like, yeah, but did you see that guy? When I worked in the airport, I was in love with every Air India pilot. Do you know how fucking hot
Swarthy
Sikhs
Indian
are?
pilots.
Tall, beautiful men. And this chick I worked with was like, oh, India's fucked. And I'm like, have you seen the pilots? I just didn't understand.
Yeah.
I was like, what are you talking about? I don't get it.
It's also this that racism that's it's like you see the racist sees the other as some kind of World War II caricature. Have you guys seen? I think you've seen it, Jen. But have you seen that sketch in Who Is America? The new Sacha Baron Cohen thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where he's getting the guy to pretend to be Chinese, and the guy's like, "Oh, ching chong, red dragon, sushi, chopsticks."
Sushi, yes!
Oh, it's like, dude, you're just grabbing every Asian stereotype. That's not from China. Sushi.
Yeah, he got a sushi tray.
Red dragon.
Red Dragon, Saigon.
Oh, Ho Chi Minh City.
Yeah.
What the fuck, dude?
So funny.
I'd just be walking around as an Australian just saying Brisbane, Brisbane.
But it wouldn't even be like that. It'd be like,
So funny.
Australian rules football,
Yeah.
haggis,
Monster
Donald
trucks.
Trump.
That is actually what I do a lot. I do walk around just talking about Brisbane and monster trucks. That guy had a point. If he was ever trying to impersonate me, he could fucking nail it.
Oh, man. Should we go to the hat?
Yep.
All right.
So
Have we
Duggan,
already started? I thought we were just sitting here having a chat.
No,
for
this
this
is
whole
it.
time.
This is the podcast.
so if there's anything, so we've got a hat. You get to pick a word and then anything you want that comes to your mind.
What comes to
Drum
Cameron
roll.
Duggan's mind when he says the word?
Betrayal.
Oh!
Who gave us that?
Sean Smith.
Sean Smith.
Sean Smith's word, betrayal.
I
If it's not something you're comfortable with, we can
No,
switch
no.
to
It's, I mean, I don't know how much you guys know about sports, but Billy Slater has announced his retirement. One of the one of the Queensland
Who's Billy
greats.
Slater?
One of the Queensland greats has announced his retirement. I don't give a fuck about rugby league at all.
I was like in my head, like, I can talk about sport for an hour.
There's people that are genuinely upset about him retiring. It's like, dude, he's like 35.
Yeah,
His body is broken.
Yeah, he's fucked, man. Like, he's got it. Like, it's time to stop running at blokes in the field.
Yeah.
Like, you'd do it for a game, and then imagine that guy's been doing it for like 17 years.
Yeah, man. Punch drunk or shaky.
Like, professionally for 17 years. He's pretty hurt.
He'd be in agony.
There's people like, nah, fuck this. Like, nah, this is bullshit. New South Wales, they're probably gonna win now. It's like, yeah,
so
man.
this guy needs to die.
Yeah, dude, that's how competition
So the colours
works.
that I like
you
win.
fucking Gronk.
It's weird that there's this weird like kind of modern betrayal that people feel when there's a property they like, or it's like when Ben Affleck gets cast as Batman and suddenly all this fucking douchebag. This is a betrayal of my childhood.
Yeah.
What? It's a fucking dude in a
Well,
movie.
Yeah,
you're 40.
You're a grown-up cunt.
I don't even
Grow
know.
up, mate. It's Batman.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never seen Doctor Who.
Neither. I've never seen
I don't
Doctor
have
Who.
any interest in Doctor Who, but I know that people were losing their fucking minds because there was going to be a chick who was Doctor Who.
Yeah.
And it was like around me. I just kept hearing about this rage people felt, and I'm like, why do I know this? Like, I don't even care.
I wish
Maybe you imagined Doctor Who wrong before.
Yeah.
People are so weird how they get so attached.
I
to
wish
stuff
that
like
I loved anything that much that I could get that up. You know what I mean? Like I did when I was younger. But,
Yeah.
Like,
You love stuff now though. Like, I mean, what's his
no,
name?
I do what?
No.
No, who's the guy?
I still get real into chalky milks. I'm
you're not
a 30. I'll fucking kick off. I'll kick off. I'll carry on about chalky milks and ice cream. Give me a few beers, and guess who's getting that's a bad combo. But guess who's getting a chalky milk on the way home and making a rant to send to people about it. Yeah, Phil. So guess who's got it? You're a fucking idiot if you thought this wasn't happening tonight. If I was getting rat shit drunk on a Tuesday and getting a tiny chalky milk from the server on the way home, you're a fucking idiot. Actually, speaking of betrayal, I asked my missus went to the shops and I asked her to get me a chalky milk, and she came back without one. And I thought like just,
dumpable offence.
I tipped the bed over. This is fucked. It's over. I was look. It was a little rocky for a couple of weeks, but I think we've patched things up.
Man, that's
I'm trying to think if I've ever lost my shit over something that little. I think I have, probably.
Yeah, fuck, what are you talking about?
No, like legitimately, like feeling betrayed. I don't know if we talked about this the other day, but on Friday I had to work. I think I told you, Ben, from like 6:30 in the morning till 6:30 at night, a few things happened, but I had like a lot of shit went wrong. There was like lockdowns and crazy stuff going on. And I'd messaged my partner who was like on the way home, and he's like, how's it going? And I'm like, fuck, just get a bottle of wine. And he's like, okay, cool. And I came home and he was drunk from after work drinks and happy, like, hey! And I was like, where's the wine? And he's like, oh, I didn't get it yet, but I walked into the bottle shop and I couldn't decide. And I came home and I was like, don't fucking talk to me until you get one. Like, I was so enraged. I was like, this is betrayal. Like, I almost started crying. I was like, I'm in at work and you're going to get me alcohol. Like, I was legitimately about to chuck the fucking bed. I was so pissed off.
I have this like really immature tendency to feel betrayed when people don't react in the way that I'd preordained they were going to react.
Yeah, like you sent him a funny. Yeah, you'd be a big guy on memes, wouldn't you?
No, fuck that shit. How fucking dare you?
We got him.
How fucking dare you?
Yeah, we got him. I knew I'd get a table thumper out of you.
There he is. There's Benny.
I hate those guys. I've been watching a dude I know gradually over the years transform from a pretty, okay guy into one of those full-on fucking Pepe the Frog meme-making alt-right fuckboys. It's like
kinda weird.
It's terrifying.
Yeah, I love a meme. I love internet culture. I think it's so funny.
Yeah, I mean,
It is funny, but
like, no, not to force the point, but it does. Like, I wonder, like, it does feel like a lot of that movement of those guys is coming from a sense of betrayal or a sense of like, we had a preordained path that seemed to be laid out for us, and now that's being fucked up by diversity or fucked up by inclusion or whatever. And there seems to be this real, maybe not betrayal, but definitely resentment that's coming out.
Yeah, because they have no discernible skills or abilities.
Well, it's like that weird fucking incel movement, you know? Like,
I don't know about this.
you don't know about the incel
You
thing?
tried to tell me about it the other day, and I was like, oh, I don't even know if I
You know
wanna
about incels?
It's like
These are the
weird
guys
dudes.
that are not getting a root.
Yeah,
Because it's-
involuntary celibacy.
Yeah,
Involuntary
So
celibacy.
just not getting laid.
Well, no, but their solution to that is not becoming interesting or cool.
yeah,
or
well,
clever.
yeah, rather than develop a personality.
Yeah. The government needs to dole out, you know, like The Handmaid's Tale. The government needs to dole out sex slaves for us to, you know,
Fuck
put our
off.
wee-wees in.
Is that actually
That's
one
pretty
of
much
their
what it
things?
is. Yeah. It's
Do they
fucking
want
crazy.
the government to...
There should be some kind of government intervention to get
Wait,
me
what?
laid.
That means I would have to pay for that. Why would I be paying
Yeah.
for
You
some
don't pay
fucking-
for it.
Why am I paying
Yeah, if
for
it's
some
government paid, you would pay. Taxes.
deeply unlikable nerd?
Well, I mean,
Deeply,
I think that
deeply
I don't
unlikable.
think this is ever going to become. Like, I mean, who knows?
But
In
I
Trump's
would
world,
like.
who knows?
Why would I have to pay for that? You don't want to pay for me.
You got to support the fucking bros, bro.
Yeah, but they don't want to support me and give me money because I don't want to get a fucking job. Like I don't want to. I don't want to actually have to work. You know, like for 9
one
hours
does.
a day. They don't want to have to work for 9 hours to become a better person.
No, but they don't. It's so fucking. It's so toxic. Like this guy that I was telling you about.
Also, that's not my only grievance with handing out sex slaves, involuntary sex
He's like, I
slaves.
take
It's
umbrage with the money.
Hang on,
To
who's paying for
clarify
that? Not me. I'll tell you, I'm
I'm
not
already
paying.
funding the ABC. You
Yeah,
cunts.
I'm not paying for that. No, that's not my only, but that is like I would love to question them on that because I think like having to question these fucking dopes on why should someone have to fuck you?
Oh.
You grub? Like
But it's
go and buy a fleshlight?
But if you actually
Go
talk
and
to
play with a flashlight.
That's like
Well, back
'cause
in the day,
if
they-
you think about it, that's all they want. Like just that they just want an
Yeah, a
organ
hole.
without the pesky,
I disagree.
person attached to it.
I disagree. I think they want a hug, and they want to be told that they're good boys, and they're not getting that because they're awful fucking shits.
Imagine
and
making
it becomes the woman's fault.
Imagine making a move that wrong, like rather than looking inwardly and being like, "I'm a real piece of shit."
Yeah.
I gotta just start respecting other people and being a better human. You're like, no, I'm gonna find more people like me and start a movement.
Yeah.
I think it's bullshit. It's just like a bunch of dudes.
Of
who
course, it'll peter off.
Yeah.
but it's
Before though, those fucking idiots would have just been lonely, and then you'd see them down the pub when they're 65, just sitting together and whinging about how women can't be trusted.
Yep.
Yes.
But now there's like the internet; they can communicate with someone who's like in a different state.
yeah, they can find
And
their
they
crew.
don't. Yeah, they don't actually have to leave the house, so they can stay in the basement till they're 35, wondering why their 95 BMW doesn't pick up chicks anymore.
Yeah.
Why they still live in their fucking mum's garage.
Yeah.
I met like an adult version of this because I'm like adult, older man version of this. Because when Chris and I were on holiday, and I made the mistake of being like, we should chat to people. And we were like sitting next to this fireplace. This old bloke started talking to us. 2 minutes in, he's talking about how fucking shit women are. To me, mind you, and Chris, and how horrible they are and how crap. And then Chris was like, oh, I think we need another drink. I was like, yeah. And he picked up his can and did the shake. Like, I'll have one, mate.
Whoa.
And Chris was just like, nah.
That's where he drew the line. I'm not buying you a beer.
No, well, then we both fucked off. But it was the whole thing of like, how are you that out of touch with your surrounds that you've stared at me, said how much you hate women, and then gone, oh, this Sheila will buy me a bevy?
Read,
It's like,
read
what
the
are you fucking crazy?
room, you frog.
No, but it's there is a sense of entitlement, like that guy I was telling you about that's gone pretty much full alt-right.
Yeah.
A while back, he was out with a bunch of people, and he kept someone's clearly lost it when they've gone from like ranting to just muttering.
To
Like,
themselves.
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
When they're
that's
just like,
scary.
"Oh, you fuck this, fuck that bitch, you fucking." It's like, you talking to anyone? The
voices in their
very
head.
upsetting.
Oh man, I
and
love,
he starts
I love
going,
seeing that guy.
and he starts. Have you ever heard the term thought?
Yeah,
No.
Yeah, so he starts going like
that hoe over there.
That hoe
Oh,
over
right,
there.
right. Oh,
It's an
yeah, you
acronym.
told me about this. Yeah.
And so he's like, yeah, fucking thoughts. You've always got to be on the lookout for the fucking thoughts. The thoughts are always out to get you, always out to get you. And we're like, what are you talking about? And he clarifies that hoe over there.
Nice.
And it's this weird kind of like, what? The thoughts are out to get you.
What? Are you busy?
Yeah. And we're like walking, and at one point we're walking along, and he's like, he keeps going, and he's like pretty drunk, and he's slurring, and he just keeps repeating this mantra: "Fuck the thoughts. You got to watch out for the thoughts." And I'm like, bro, don't worry. You being worried about thoughts is like me being worried about tigers. There ain't no tigers out to get me on the streets of Sydney, just like there's no women that want to fuck you. So you don't have any concerns.
So is that the thing? They're worried about all the women who want to fuck them because they're going to use them.
No, it's not even that. It's no one wants to fuck me, so it's easier instead of admitting that I've got some work to do on my personality.
Putting it out.
No, fuck them. You know,
yeah, they're fucking idiots that don't realize that. None of these sluts will have sex with me. It's like, dude, people who slut around love rooting. And they won't even root you, mate.
Yeah, because you're a fucking weird cunt. Like at one point he was saying, you know, I won't even fucking go on it.
I like calling myself a thought.
That hero over there.
Yeah. No, I like holding around. I mean, not anymore. Not since I have my loving girlfriend.
Oh, very good.
My live-in girlfriend is what you
loving. My live-in girlfriend. I got one of the prototypes from the government.
I was like, what?
But I mean, like, you know, I think everyone goes through a phase. It's particularly if you feel like you've been betrayed by a partner or something. You know, I think everyone has a period in their lives, you know, where they're like, oh, fuck women or fuck men, you know. But
I don't know if I've ever made it that grand. I've felt like betrayed by
I've
someone.
heard you
say all men.
Yeah, a couple of years ago when you were in Not a Great Place.
Oh, yeah, when those sleazy...
Yeah, I remember you kept saying, horrible. What is wrong with your gender? All men are fucked.
Oh, and do you remember what was going on during that time?
And I'm not blaming you, but the difference...
Did you hit her with a not all men?
Yeah, fuck you, how dare you?
Well, I mean, like I was...
The fact that it was being said to me, I just implied
I was in a bad state. Like every creep had like a beacon out for me.
Yeah, you were getting like messages at 3 a.m, blushing fucking emoji faces.
Like you said,
you really got pretty beautiful eyes.
I've apologised for that.
Yeah, and then you get an apology, and 2 days later, the same thing. Yeah, I had a bunch of creepy dudes. Yeah, I did.
But
I was like, most men are horrific because that was so bad. And I'd recently broken up with someone, so I hadn't been single for like 5 years, so I didn't really know how fucked up
My mate
people
was
could
on
be.
a train yesterday. And she said someone airdropped her. I didn't even know what
is that?
And it's like, so if...
it's on your phone.
You wouldn't have it on that.
Yeah,
You've got fucking Snake on that.
I got a little burner phone. I don't like eye technology.
You're doing crimes for sure.
Yeah, everyone. That's it. I sit on the bus on that phone and everyone thinks I'm a dealer.
So with iPhone, you can just like send stuff to people if you have this airdrop thing on. You don't
Next
have to
to
have
each
their
other.
phone number or anything. Like if you're in proximity...
Fucked. So you can send a dick pic to someone.
That's a thing that's happening now. People are trying to airdrop dick pics in public places.
Why?
My mate was on the tram and someone sent her a gold star saying 10 out of 10 would bang. Yeah.
Oh, I'm so flattered.
Yeah.
It's like the modern technological equivalent of leaning out of your car going, fucking yes, tits.
And you don't even know who you're sending it to. Like, so, hang on. Oh, yeah, wait, just hang on a second. Let me blow you, you sweetheart.
10 out of 10.
That's crazy because I always did wonder about that, like the guys that are leaning out of their car. It's like, what do you hope to achieve?
I've had more of that than... I've never been sent a dick pic, but I've had dudes scream stuff out of cars to me a lot.
Didn't someone scream frigid whore at you?
Yeah. I have a bit about it now. I've been called...
Frigid
but I told you...
whore. That's an oxymoron.
I
What a
went
fucking
back,
idiot.
I went back to meet Ben and a friend of mine, and I have a bit about it now, but it was like when it was really, really cold in Sydney. Do you remember? I had like 50... I look like a babushka.
Yeah.
Like I had so many
Wearing
layers
a snow
on.
jacket.
You could see like half my face.
Maybe you meant frigid as in cold.
No, that
rather
was
than,
just a guy
sexually.
saying slut
Oh, okay.
on Glebe Point Road. Slut! And I was like, and even I was like, really, man?
Isn't a frigate a boat?
That's a frigate.
Yeah, maybe that's what...
Maybe he thought I was a boat.
I'm defending this man now. Maybe
That
he
is a
was
fair
calling you
call.
a boat hoe.
That makes more sense.
Yeah, you misheard because of the fucking thermals you had around your ears.
Gotta apologise to him. It was so weird.
I'm
I get
absolutely
that more.
not defending this man. He's a gronk.
Oh, I don't even care. I find that less scary. I get a weird aggression from people.
Yeah,
a lot.
'cause
From dudes.
you got that face, mate.
Yeah,
I would
well,
love to be objectified walking down the street.
Yeah?
yeah, I reckon dudes would be into it.
I would love it.
Yeah, I think...
Go hang out when they do hens parties. Dude, I got invited to one. This is going back years ago now. But
Do you know how offended, how betrayed I feel? If I do a
Nice.
gig at a hens party, everyone's sipping out of dick straws and carrying on, but no one whistles.
Really?
No
Women
one
are-
carries on. I'm like, how much of a fucking slug am I looking like today?
Really?
That these drunk middle-aged women all
Man.
fucking hyped up, hyped up and horny. None of them are even wolf whistling me. Like, yeah, sure.
You're not a Chippendale dancer.
Look, sure, I'm pretty funny. I'm educated. But I've also got a dick, you know?
I feel like women become fucking animals when they are at those things. Not all women, but so the ones I've seen, I'm like, holy shit.
Yeah.
Like, if there's a stripper involved, they are so in there and so disgusting. And I'm
Hens
like,
parties are so much worse than bucks
oh,
parties.
totally. Because I think dudes grow up, decent dudes grow up with like, yeah, you can't do this or that. Whereas women are never exposed in that, like, never have that environment. So when they do, they're like, free for all! And they're like shoving their hand down these like dudes' pants and it's fucked up. It's grotty.
Also, like
Did not like it.
a bucks party at a comedy show is the biggest dorks ever.
Yeah.
They're all fucking
they're
huge
like,
nerds.
yeah.
There's always one alpha, like an alpha nerd who is probably one of my least liked people on the
Alpha
planet.
nerd.
And alpha nerds, like, dude,
There's a delta in every other
you're
situation.
cool in this group.
But that's it.
And
yeah.
they get drunk and they want to be the leader. It's like, there's actual funny people in this room.
But that's always a blessing because you can, like, as a...
Hens parties, like the other bucks parties are going out and doing grubby shit or riding go-karts or something, you know, all that lame shit. But hens parties will go out and do something, so you get all cross-section of women coming in.
That's true. I didn't even think of those. People who go to comedy nights for hens and bucks, you're like, oh, it's kind of
Hens is a lot more of a cross-section of people. Like, it's a bigger sample space.
Do you think?
Yeah. I
Yeah,
reckon.
because I guess they invite like...
I could
don't know.
imagine nothing fucking worse than being a part of a bucks night.
I've been to a few.
I can't imagine. It just, to me,
I've never been.
You know what I mean? Everything would just stink of links and cum, and it's just this gross energy. And like, oh, last night as a single man. Oh, like,
Yeah, it's like,
relax.
dude, you're not even single.
Yeah, this
Like,
is terrible.
Yeah, that's true.
You ruin
getting
anyone, your
married.
missus is going to be so mad.
Yeah.
You're going to be
She's
in
not
a lot
gonna
of
marry
You're
you.
going to be in a lot of trouble, actually.
Also, if there's a bucks night at a comedy night, that is an easy motherfucking thing to shut down if they start getting lippy.
It
This
always,
is the thing,
yeah,
and
it
it's
is.
much more, particularly as a male comic. I don't think you'd have this problem in Jen, but if there was a lippy hens night, there's only so far
yeah.
you can go before the audience. And it doesn't matter how obnoxious they're
Yeah,
being.
you
There's only
can't
so
just
far.
be abusing a group of women.
Yeah, absolutely. There's only so far you can go before the audience will just turn on you.
Yeah, I had a lot of
yeah,
fun
you-
with that. I did Ed Fringe one year, and one of the venues that I had, just the time that it was on at like 2:40. So I was like, oh, I won't get too many fucked up people. Hens and bucks parties over there are mammoth. And the
Yeah.
place that I was at was one of the only places, I found out later, in town, that let in big groups, like groups of like 12 plus, whereas other pubs wouldn't let people in that many
Yeah,
groups.
sure.
So I had like a few shows where it was just hens and bucks parties. And I didn't end up doing my show. I just ended up talking to them and like ribbing them and stuff the whole time because you couldn't. They don't give a fuck about whatever's happened to you. They want to hear about how she's going to fuck everyone and get chlamydia and, oh, you're going to fuck that guy because he's on his... Like they like, you know. So I had to do a lot of those, but it was all right. It's not that fun though. Like as a comic, it's not that fun.
Yeah, bucks parties are real easy to shut down because you tell them they're fucking nerds and like, what do you want to do as your last night? I want to go and sit in the dark and be quiet.
Yeah. With my mates.
You fucking dweeb. What do you run out of books to read at home? Fucking grow up, cunt.
Grow up and go to a strip
What you
club
guys
like
say
a
when
big
you hand
boy.
out little party favors and comic books and stuff? You fucking dweeb.
The whole thing just seems, I don't know. I mean, I'm not really pro-marriage anyway. I think it's a defunct institution that has no fucking merit in the 21st century. But whatever. If you want to fucking do it, have at it. But
I love a wedding.
I do
love
too.
weddings?
I love going to weddings. They're so sick.
I'm into them.
It's so silly.
I think they're so fun.
to
Big
me,
party.
Getting suited up and getting day drunk and then dancing,
Yeah.
drinking free red wine.
How
and
good is day
dancing.
drunk?
It
In
always
the
just-
sun?
In a suit too.
Makes
Like,
me happy.
Standing in the mirror, going like, "Oh, this looks all right." Then you're just coming home dishevelled,
I like
just
it.
covered in red wine stains. Like, fuck, now I've got to go to the dry cleaners.
It's so fun. Have a big meal. People smell
It
good.
always looks like
Talk
children
to
play
people's
acting.
parents. How good's that? Just seeing him like, man, I wonder if I can be charming to a 50-year-old.
Totally be charming.
Yeah,
I reckon
can.
you could.
Yeah,
Yeah.
middle-aged women love me because
dude,
I'm polite.
Ben's like, hello, I'm your guy.
Yeah, I'm polite and a bit cheeky.
Yeah.
Oh,
Love
yeah.
it. Mums
That's true.
love me.
That's true.
Dad's not so much. They're like, no, he's up to something.
Yeah, because they see a younger
Don't
version
try
of
and
themselves.
charm me, you little
They're
fuckhead.
like, don't talk to my wife just because
Yeah.
you can still get it up. Yeah. I don't know.
You're
I don't
making
know.
assumptions that he can still get it up.
Yeah.
I'm
That's
sure he
true.
can.
Yeah, no,
Oh, Alpha Dog Duggan.
I'm constantly hard. I'm
Never not hard.
Yeah.
Cameron Duggan, never not hard.
Yeah.
New show.
Never not hard. That's just, God, I would get so many heads parties coming in. Just look at your hog.
That's so disgusting, your hog.
That's the finisher. I close on
Your
a bit,
closer?
just getting my dick out. Like, I've been lying to you this entire time.
I'm actually a eunuch.
I'm confident with a dick this size. Can you believe it? Where does it come from? Where does it come from?
Have you ever had a self-conscious issue about the size or girth of your penis?
Not that I can remember. I mean, I'm also not someone who's getting it out publicly anyway. So
Yes. I when I was a teenager, I had massive issues about that. I think it was that byproduct of, the only penises you ever see is porn penises. So
Right.
it's
Yeah,
like,
right.
oh my God, that's what a normal one. No, that's not what a normal one looks like. That's what a fucking elephantine freak looks like.
Yeah, which would scare most women.
Yeah.
It would not be good.
Yeah. Sorry, a bit of a diversion.
No, that's like a
that's
full-on
a-
question to ask a man. Are you comfortable with your penis size?
Men ask.
Men, do they ask them that on podcasts? Is that a common podcast question?
not a
We
common
should start
podcast
opening with that.
question.
Hey guys, welcome to Oink Time. Are
Comfortable
you
with your
comfortable
genitals?
with your girth and length? I didn't know how common that was. Oh, cool, good. No one asks me about my bits.
Well, that.
Are you happy with your vagina? Yeah,
Bits.
I'm into it. It's great.
Yeah.
Next question. How are your boobs? Fab. Great.
Yeah. Well, I don't know.
You'd get asked about that heaps, wouldn't you?
Boobs?
Isn't that like by other women? Isn't that a thing chicks talk about?
No, I make a joke on stage, which is true, where I make a joke about how I looked like a skinny little boy until I went on the pill when I was like in my 20s. Because I was like skin and bone when I was younger.
Right.
And so I
We're
make.
all skin and bone, Jen.
Oh man, I know.
I was not. I was.
I was
morbidly
teeny.
obese.
Yeah, Benny was.
It's 120 kilos.
No wonder you had issues with your dick.
Yeah, of course. It was swallowed by fucking fat.
Yeah, in proportion. Of course it looks
looked like-
small.
looked like
You're
a-
a short dude who's fat. You've got bigger tits than you do a dick. Of
It's
course.
true.
Of
It
course
looked-
you had issues with it.
It looked like a crushed Coke can.
And I
Oh,
Or ridged.
I could imagine.
that's so disgusting.
I can imagine a lot of people weren't fucking lining up to have a look at it either. So you never had an opinion.
Dude, I have such. I still.
You never had a second opinion on it.
But does anyone at 16 have a long line of people lining up to look at their
Oh
boobs?
yeah, when I grew up in the Northern Beaches, yeah.
People killing it at 15
Dude,
are
when I
fucked
asked,
for the rest
when
of
the
their
first
life.
girl I ever asked
doing
out on a
alright at
date,
15.
Were you?
were you?
Yeah.
Yeah, but you've got a confidence. I don't have. I've got bluster, but I don't have confidence.
I didn't always look like a sex pest. There was a time in my teenage years, people would be like, he's not a sex offender. Now people are like looking at me like, maybe looks like a.
You should see a photo.
I don't know. He's done something.
Ben has a photo of him on a student card where he straight up looks like he's just come out of jail.
yeah.
Like his hair is like
Yeah, it
wiry.
looks like I've got a comb over.
He couldn't afford the prison haircut.
I'll show you the picture. It's not good for podcasting, but I'll show you the picture.
Well,
I
we
love
can-
the visual medium on an audio.
There you go. That's my student card photo.
Holy shit. There's got a number on it too, like student ID. Yeah, sure, it's a student
Yeah,
ID.
see, it looks like straight out of the hole.
When the woman took it, she like leaned from behind the camera. She's like, have a look at it. I'm happy to take it again. And as soon as I saw it, I was like, no, that's the fucking joke. I'm a student and I look like I'm a 45-year-old
Yeah,
sex pest.
why do you look so old? Because I've been in prison.
But I've been learning.
Back at TAFE, learning a craft.
What were we talking about? I don't remember. Boobs. I do that bit about boobs and about how I got them from the pill, and I have way more women than you would think come up to me afterwards and say, "Oh my god, the same thing happened to me."
Yeah.
Way more.
Well, everyone, actually, that might be a nice thing. Have you ever been betrayed by your own body?
Oh yeah, definitely.
In what way?
From being on the pill, being on a different pill. Is that what you mean? Like
No,
I was
yeah, well,
on.
just- yeah.
I was on one when I was younger, and I gained weight really quickly, which I didn't really care about because I was like, oh, I finally got tits. Like I was pumped. But I didn't even notice that when I gained weight really quickly, I also started getting more and more depressed. And I actually had a friend, Madeline, who pointed it out. Like she was like, you've started wearing black all the time and you're really sad. Like what's going on? And I was like, I think I'm just going through a phase. Like I'm just not enjoying anything. But that's okay. That's normal. And then like a year later, I stopped it because I was like, oh, I should have a break from it. And it was like day and night. And I was like, oh my God, like my body went back to normal. And
Was it just like hormone?
it was a pill that had the dosage of hormone was way too high for me.
Yeah, right.
And I fell into like I just felt really bummed. And my body just felt uncomfortable and I didn't know why. I mean, in retrospect, like the older you are, like you're like, yeah, that makes perfect sense and you're putting a hormone into you every day. But when I was younger, I just didn't know why. I felt so off. Like I was like, I just feel bad and uncomfortable.
Does the pill, because I've had exes that couldn't be on the pill because it just fucked with their hormonal, in their headspace so much. Is that a thing?
Well, yeah, but there's ones you can take that are a much lower dosage and are way less. I mean, I think it's different for every woman, but the one that I have now is basically designed where the dosage of hormone is so low that the mental stuff I don't think is that bad. Whereas some women probably couldn't handle any, and some women are fine on any. So it's a hormone. It's like pump you full of testosterone. It's going to have an effect.
Is there different versions of the pill? Well, I always thought it was the pill.
Oh my God,
I'm a
dude,
fucking
there is
idiot.
so many. It's insane.
It sounds like antidepressants, one for every fit.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, right.
There's like 20 different types and they all do different stuff. But yeah, so I guess, is that what you mean?
Yeah, well,
I kind of felt betrayed because not betrayed, I guess, because I was taking it, but I just didn't understand what was happening.
Yeah, but that kind of is. It's kind of like your chemistry kind of acting against your better consciousness or something.
Yeah, that's probably the closest.
I've never been betrayed by my body, but I've betrayed my body quite a lot.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, well, everybody's done that.
Yeah, really put mine through the ringer.
Yeah.
Yeah, test it out, see how far you can go.
Yeah,
everyone's done that. Get drunk and
what's
feel
like
shit.
there's like the fun. Like
Yeah,
the fun
between me and my body, it's a very abusive relationship.
Yeah, totally.
Very, very one-sided.
Yeah, totally. But it's like
Actually, that makes it sound like it works perfectly for me. I guess it kind of does.
Yeah.
I'm not as strong as I'd like to be. Imagine that if you were just as strong as you ever needed to be.
All the time.
Yeah.
Do you exercise or anything like do you take care of yourself?
No,
Yeah,
maybe
neither
a
do
little
I.
bit. Like the train's pulling out just as you get there. You just grab it. Just grab the train. Hey, whoa! Hold up, slugger. Hold up, slugger. This bloke's got to get to work.
Have you guys ever done that thing where you're like, because there's the betrayal of the body where, you go out and you fucking party and
Too
all
many
that.
chalky milks, you're going to start getting fat.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Little hormone swollen titties. Have you ever deliberately betrayed your body?
I don't know what you mean.
Or just something of self-punishment. When I was very overweight, I used to sit there eating ice cream and it was like each spoonful was like, that's right. That's what you deserve, you fat fuck.
I've never
hated myself that much. Like, I definitely hate myself, but not that much.
But that sounds like an eating disorder.
Do you think so?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're binging. I've never had an eating disorder, so no.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I've just got an addictive personality, and at that point, it was just food and sugar and salt and that kind of stuff. It's just...
I've betrayed my body, but only because I loathe being told what to do. Ever since I was a child, I fucking hate being told what to do so much.
I'm not going to move something heavy with my knees. I'll lift my back. I'm not going to decide to
really?
Jerk around violently with your back. Don't fucking. Then you're like, man, that was actually just a tip.
That was
rather
a
than
good
telling me
tip.
what to do. But I remember my mum telling me never look directly into the sun, and I actually held my eyes open to see.
fuck.
Yeah, what a fucking idiot! What an idiot! Just holding my eyes open like this, like,
what the fuck have I
I'm the boss of
created?
me. Yeah. My eyes hurt. I was just like,
If I want to be blind, I'll be blind.
yeah.
I'll never see the face of my mother again, but I really showed her.
Never look directly into the sun. Guess who's looking directly into the sun right
Have you
now?
ever felt like you've been betrayed in any real way? Duggan?
No. Like what?
Like people talk about friendships or exes and stuff like that, or family. Like
Yeah, but none of that's funny, is it?
that's all right.
Funny?
You would have. Yeah, I get maybe. I don't know. I don't really dwell on it too much. I'm pretty chill.
Yeah, I don't know if I've ever been full-on betrayed. Like, there's like the casual kind of like...
Correct me if I'm wrong,
Yeah.
Ben.
Yeah.
I feel like with you feel minor betrayals when you feel like a person is one way and then they are not.
Yeah, that
You
I
feel
lose my shit with that.
I'm similar where if
I lose it.
but I don't care unless it's someone I'm really tight with. So, and it's like a handful of people. If it's like someone I'm casually hanging out with and they do something unexpected, I don't give a shit. If it's someone that I'm tight with and they're like in my little nook and then they'll do something that is totally unexpected, I can't cope with it.
No, I'm like that even with acquaintances. I don't.
That's probably you feeling like you got it wrong.
Yeah, absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. And it's
You're
probably,
probably more mad at yourself than them
yeah, because it does take a
because you
lot.
misjudged them.
Yeah, and I usually have a pretty good radar for people,
Yeah.
and I don't let people in unless I trust them. And so when I feel like, oh fuck, someone slipped under. Yeah, you're right. I do feel like a big
Like a
sense
minor-
of betrayal. But I wonder if that's more just like an ego thing of like, I am the judge of character,
Yeah,
and I
that's a real
can't.
good
Like
thing
I
I've
was
got.
wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe. For me, it's similar where it's like, only it's this weird thing where it's like, oh, I trust them now and I like let them in and maybe I shouldn't have. And then I go the other way where I'm like, maybe I don't know anything
Yeah,
about it. And it's like,
yeah.
no, I fucking know them. I just didn't know that they did that.
Yeah. Well,
Like you come back to earth with it a bit.
yeah, but sometimes it's hard to kind of like, you've just got to kind of accept that people are complicated, and a lot of the times people do dumb shit or
Yeah, I do dumb shit all
cruel
the time.
shit or whatever, but it's not necessarily coming from a malicious place. It's coming from a place of weakness or
And it's not about you.
yeah, exactly. But I do think that I think also I probably have like very fragile ego. So when I feel like I've been betrayed, it's like like how dare they? And so it becomes. I think
You
it's
do
less.
say that
I
every
think it's
now and
less about them. I think it's
dare
Fucking dare they?
yeah. How dare they?
That
Don't they
comes
know
up a
how
lot.
great I am?
Yeah.
It comes up a bit.
Yeah. So, but I think that's probably more of a issue in my own self-esteem than.
But it's still a
them.
feeling of betrayal.
The other day, I was drunk and trying to order a Chocky milkshake from. I fucking love a milkshake. Trying to order a Chocky milkshake from Hungry Jack's, and they told me the machine was broken. And then I was at the train station, and I saw some cunt drinking a Chocky milkshake, and I was fucking livid. I was livid. I'm standing here with a bottle of water like a fuckhead that I bought from Hungry Jack's, and then this dude's just fucking swanning in after me with a Chocky milk, just like, and he like no idea that I'd even tried to order one, but fuck, he looked smug.
Have you ever?
As you would with a Chocky milkshake that late at night. Fuck, you feel pretty good.
I felt betrayed by a restaurant. There was this place in Newtown, and every time I love money bags, golden chips, like Thai food.
Oh,
And
yeah.
every time I would go, I'd be like, do you have money bags? And it was like 3 times where they were like, oh, we've run out. And then on the 4th time, I was like, you don't fucking make money bags. And they never told me. And I refused to go back. And I was so angry. And after like 5 years, I went back the other day. It's actually really good food. No regret being
Took you
so
5 years.
angry. Yeah. It took me so long. Like every time I'd walk past, I'd tell people like that place, they say they never have them because they've run out. They never fucking had them to begin with. Like it made
Are
me
they listed on the menu?
so
Like what
angry.
made you think they
Yeah.
had to? Oh, they're listed
and
on
it
there.
was now there's a new menu and they don't have it on the menu anymore. But it used to
Now that I'm not
say
being lied to, I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
it used to say, and I was like, money bags, please. And every time they're like, we've actually run out. It's like it's 12 o'clock. What are you fucking talking about?
I feel betrayed by audiences quite a bit. When
Oh yeah, you do.
When I
yeah.
get up, and you guys will relate to this. When you get up and you kill, like everyone's like hooting and hollering and fucking braying like mules at everything you say, and then some hack piece of shit that's not funny gets up and they kill as well.
Yeah.
Like, fuck you.
Yeah, fuck you for just being in a good mood.
Just fuck you for laughing at anything. You got
Yeah.
no fucking taste. So your laughter's like poison to me now.
It does remove it. Yeah, we were talking to Rafi about
That's
this.
very irrational.
Do you think so?
Well, just being mad at an audience for like.
Do you not? You of all people, I've seen you display contempt for a crowd before.
Yeah, but that's
Yeah.
if they're, no, you're right. But, yeah, all right. But in the interest of discussion, it could have been because you made them, like, there's definitely people who've done better based on someone else doing better. Like,
That's true.
the
Yeah,
second
yeah.
person never would have done as good, but they're all bloody greased up now.
They're all in a good
Ready-
mood.
Yeah,
I want to be in the alternate universe where that person went before me, eat shit, and then I go on and save the night.
love that. Feel like a
Ben
king.
wants to save everyone.
Yeah.
Do you feel like how like a lot of comics freak out when the audience is dead? And I love it.
100% of the time, I'm thinking,
Love it.
100% of the time, I'm going to be the one to turn this around.
Yeah, it's the
Yeah,
best.
yeah.
Off more times than not, I don't. Like I have, but more often, I don't know where I got this thing from, But I've always, it's not
No,
like,
but don't you think you have to have it?
yeah, I probably
have
wouldn't
to.
get up if I didn't think that. But I'm
Yeah.
like, nah, I'm gonna, like, they've already not laughed at some good people, but I'm gonna fucking.
Yeah. Or if there's a
blame
shit
it.
heckler, I get all excited.
Yeah,
'cause I'm like,
same.
oh, here we go.
Same.
I've been bumped up an order or put onto a show before because there's a heckler.
Yeah,
To
same.
get rid of them.
Yeah.
Can you go and clean this mess up?
Can you go hurt that cunt's feelings? Yeah. Yeah, sure.
Yes, please.
And I'll just like hold my beer. Watch this.
This guy's about to get a lifetime's worth of hate spewed at his face.
I did it in Brisbane once, and they like squeezed me onto the lineup. And he was just fucking around, and like he wouldn't listen to the MC either. Like the MC was like he was just ignoring him.
Yeah.
So they were like, man, can you go on now and sort this? And I was like, yeah. But he kept like trying to ignore me as well, and I just was just shouting him down.
Yeah.
And everyone was like just made fun of everything about him. Like he had a Baskin and Robbins shirt on. I'm like, where the fuck? Why are you? And he had one of those iWatches, one of those iPhone
like
watch.
Dick Tracy.
I fucking hate those things. I'm like, you're a fucking nerd. Cunt. What do you need a little computer on your wrist for? And he's like, I just got a text. I'm like, who's it from? He said, it's from me nan. Said, did your nan say you better not be reading this on your fucking nerd watch, cunt? It's like, oh.
I kind of like those gigs because there's this weird kind of like almost tradesman like mentality that comes over. It's like, oh, all right, I guess someone's got to fucking do this.
Well, also for
I
me,
love it
it's
so
like,
much.
But there's
Wait, you're going to let me bully publicly? Yes.
I like it because it's like if you have a good gig, I'm already not in my head. I'm already in the moment, and it's so good. But it's heightened if you're going out and someone's aggressive or someone's chatty or something else has happened. It's even more heightened because you're like, all right, I have to be extra in the moment now because your senses have to be like swing, like extra turned on and glued into everything that's happening. I think.
Yeah.
It's fun. Yeah.
No, I love it. There's nothing more satisfying than finding like the foundation screw of some because most hecklers. There's funny hecklers, like they just, slide in a
Yeah,
great
but there's
joke.
a lot of shit hecklers.
90% of them are just pathetic Delta males who are having a fucking freak out, some kind of like tribal chieftain freak out, and they're like, oh, I'm fucking funny.
Yeah, desperate to show up to an open mic, but they don't have the balls.
Yeah, exactly right. Yeah. Bucket listers that don't have any courage to
I
actually
could be
put themselves-
funny. I've just never been funny.
Yeah,
Sure,
I'll just
mate.
hide in the shadows and snipe, and then when I get caught on it, go deadly silent.
My mates reckon I'm funny. Yeah, dude, your mates are fucking dweebs.
Cheryl from accounting laughed one time at the
Yeah.
photocopier at some joke that I stole from Zoo magazine. But like, there's nothing more satisfying because those guys, it's like they got fishbowl heads. You can see their thoughts. Like it's like
Yeah.
they're so transparent.
Straight away.
And finding that foundation screw and just tap and watching them fucking crumble. And
Yeah,
that
you
moment,
got to cast a couple of lines.
it's fucking beautiful, man.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's easier because I'm a lady or harder, but I find it really fun. And I feel like it usually stops if I chat to them. I'm very rarely get heckled. And then when I do, it feels like dudes get it. Like I've seen you, Duggan, when you're dealing with a heckler, it feels like they'll go harder because you're a dude. Whereas
It's
with
also
me, I
big,
think
like,
they're
by
like, oh, it's a
design.
chick, it's a small woman. I can't keep going, I don't know.
It's also by design as well that I talk very slowly and like I'm a fucking idiot.
Oh, yeah, we talked about this. Yeah, because you're slower paced.
There was this at this gig on Saturday night. This when the female acts was on, right, and she has this joke where she's like kind of bent over and miming having sex.
Yeah.
And said something like, I realized, like, so all the people behind her, I realized this is quite confronting to everyone over here. And then there's just this fucking grub dude down the front was like just carrying on, like, like he was all excited about seeing that. And then she kept talking and he's like interrupting, like, hey, wait, can you go back to that? Can you go back to that other joke?
Yuck.
And she's like, absolutely not. There's not enough fucking money in the world. And then he's like, oh, if you could get that off, old buddy,
Wedding ring.
yeah.
Whoa.
If you could holds his hand up, and she was like, "There's not a chance." You're great at like I was the next on.
Oh, you would have
And-
been so excited.
Oh, so jacked, and I went out, told my world famous dog turds joke, and then said, "Did that give you a stiffy too, cunt?" And so that gets a laugh. He keeps saying some more shit, and I was like, "Oh, you're here by yourself?" So weird.
Yeah.
It's weird, isn't it? Did you come here with someone? They saw how you were behaving, so they fucking left.
Bounced, yeah. Yeah.
But he said, "Oh, actually, I would have brought my missus with me. I would have brought my wife with me, but she left me on Monday." And the whole audience goes, "Ooh!" And then I waited and laughed directly into this cunt's face, and everyone's like, "Holy shit!"
That's great.
It's like, but he got real mad, and I was like, "You
Don't be such a
fucking,
filth bag."
you fucking grub."
Yeah.
Got dumped on Monday, trying to get a root by Saturday, and he's like, "No, just trying to get a fucking smile, mate. If you could get on with the jokes," went like aggressive, and the whole audience turned on me. So I was like, "Yeah, right." Like I couldn't do shit at that point. He was very angry. No one was on my side.
How could they not be on your side? The guy's a fucking.
Because
cunt.
he's sad now.
Because he got divorced.
Oh,
so they're like,
for fucking good reason.
But he's sad now. I'm just looking for a smile.
Yeah, they got so he got away with sexually harassing
the
someone.
whole fucking audience.
Yeah, on while she was at work. But anyways, the headliner fucking really got into him.
Who was the headliner?
TV skate.
Oh, yeah!
Very good.
Doing his reverse double kicks. Maybe if you could do a reverse double kick, she wouldn't have fucking left you, mate.
I love East
Really,
Gate.
like, just hammered him, said you're sexually harassed. Fucking sexually harassed my friends, you fucking dog.
Yeah.
He got up and left, and he tried to make a complaint at the bar. He got up and left during Eastgate's set because Eastgate just fucking hammered him so good. He got up and left and made a complaint at the bar, and an audience member walked past and overheard him and was like, "Fucking get over it, mate. Just go home."
Yeah.
Told to fuck off mid complaint.
Yep.
So good.
It happened at a comedy room a few weeks ago. It was one of the most unbelievable things I've ever seen. This guy in the front row, he would get up to go to the toilet or the bar. I say that in quotations. Like maybe every 5 minutes. And as he would...
Where at?
Definitely doing rack.
I don't want to say the room.
Oh,
it's not the
yeah,
room's
okay,
fault.
yeah.
But he would just walk past some young woman in the audience and like seductively kind of run his fingers over their back or over their arm.
What a
and it was so disarming at first. And it was in front of literally the entire crowd, and the whole show would stop. And the comedian on stage would be like,
I was there. He got kicked out.
Yeah. You were there that night. Yeah. But
What a grot.
I didn't see that.
I think at first everyone was just like, oh, maybe he's drunk and he was just trying to prop himself up as he walked by. But by the third time...
And that fucking dude left with his missus too.
It was happening in front of his wife. And like at one point in the entire... Like it was kind of a beautiful moment. Like audience and comedians alike just started going, get the fuck out of here! But
What a
she was
grot, man.
she was defending him in front of everyone.
Well,
Just like,
yeah, 'cause
leave him
she's-
alone. Just stop insulting him. It's like, bro, he's literally draping his gross fingers all over
But
a
if
woman's
you're-
bare back or her inner thigh. Like, what
If
the
you're going to
fuck?
be with someone like that, you're probably not in a healthy, normal mind frame to begin
Oh,
with.
it was
You know what I
it
mean?
was
Like
heinous.
yeah, it's funky shit out there.
Yeah, man.
Rough.
Yeah.
Cool. Hey, Duggan, do you want to put a word in our hat? I can tell you the words we've been given. We've got guilt, betrayal, regret, Mars, hypervigilance. That was rappy.
Yeah, hypervigilance, rathy.
Optimism, heaps of shit. Can you give us a word for our hat, please, Duggan?
Silliness.
Yay!
Thank you very much. Most of the words up until now have been, catastrophe, apocalypse.
Yeah, I
Silliness
think
could be fun to talk about.
I've realized that people keep thinking oh, you and Ben are trying to get deep. And it's like, no, I just don't have the social skills to do
Silly stuff.
silly talk.
Yeah,
So it's more of a character flaw, if anything. I don't know how to do small talk. How are you? Fine.
Yeah. I come from an Eastern European family. Everything's really heavy all the time.
Don't have the ability to have those kinds of conversations.
Duggan, where can people find you on the internet?
Just go to Facebook, Instagram.
Are you doing a Fringe show?
I'll be doing a show at the Power Bomb.
Oh,
So
cool.
not as part of Fringe, but it'll be in October. I'm doing a split show with Charlie McCann, so come and check that out.
Yeah,
Sweet, man. Look
check
that
out
up on Facebook.
Cameron Duggan, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and check his show out at Powerbomb.
Cool, guys. Thanks for listening to Eye Time. Thank you, Cameron, for coming on our show.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.